This is Susan Bassey, and as we're growing accustomed to police officers being filmed in public these days, there are some places where we are not allowed to film the police, including this family courthouse in Santa Clara County, the heart of Silicon Valley. This is the security video taken from the day that a Santa Clara County Sheriff Deputy, Officer Gomez, seized my phone, broke my hand, and then unlawfully searched my phone. The Santa Clara County District Attorney, who is charged with public corruption investigations and prosecutions, and charged with investigating the police and prosecuting bad police officers, elected not to prosecute any of the 9 police officers who were present this day. Instead, he has spent 3 years, 29 hearings, and 5 judges prosecuting me for taking a photograph and recording police inside a public courthouse. And you might begin to ask yourself what it could be that the judges and the lawyers in this county don't want us to see.
Going to the bridge concert in Mountain View, which is wonderful music, 60s music.
Yes, sorry.
Sure, go ahead.
Hi.
Hi, can't shake your hand.
Oh,
Your
okay.
cops broke it.
Investigator Mike,
Yeah.
this is Lieutenant
Hi.
Jorge Perez, hi.
Hi.
Why don't we come,
Well,
why
why
don't we
don't we
come over
talk
here?
a little more privacy?
Well, I don't need privacy. I'm just
Okay.
asking for some public records. So,
Okay,
That's
so
what we'd like to
apparently
talk to you
you
about.
you
Okay.
want to talk
We
here?
have some
We can-
information for you.
okay.
Yeah. So, go ahead, Jeff, go ahead, you can.
So we spoke with Sean Libby. Apparently you've spoken with him
Yes,
this
he
morning.
is it. I've emailed him, spoken with him. I didn't speak with him this
Oh, you
morning.
just did, okay.
No.
So we just spoke with him. Your request was received.
Okay.
And it's being reviewed by Assistant DA David Angel.
Okay.
And
He's
so-
not here
I
until
don't-
Monday.
Okay.
So, I'm not asking for a production of records under the California Records Act. I'm asking for access to inspect those records. These are really simple records. There was a factual finding of innocence on Mr. Clyde Berg. You had an obligation within so many days to notify the Attorney General of that. And there's also an obligation under Business and Professions Code that when you're charging, and not convicting, but charging any attorney, that you report it to the state bar. Valerie Houghton was charged in 2015, and I'm asking for that record. I'm investigating it, and that's not in the file. I can't find it anywhere. That would be a public record. There's nothing confidential in that, and I want to see if you reported it to the state bar. I have a likewise response from the state bar that I've requested. So the record
Yes.
should be there on both of your side, or it doesn't exist because you didn't do your job.
So the records, whether you're making an official request for public records or not, all of the records requests that come into our office like that go through Assistant DA David Angel.
I understand that, but the
Yeah.
law says that any member of the public can walk into an agency and ask for public records. It's not a threat.
No.
I'm not a terrorist. I'm asking to see public records. And you have an obligation to make them available to me
Yeah.
right now
Yeah, what I'm
for me to
telling you is-
inspect them
is-
and copy what I want. That's all I want.
Yeah, and so-
So if you've
yeah.
concealed those in a database or you don't have them or whatever, I just need to know that.
Yeah.
Because I have a USB. If we want to stick it on my USB, we can copy it that way. If it's in a paper file, I'll take a picture of
So,
it.
Ms. Bassey, the records have to be, that decision has to be made by David Angel?
It's not a decision, it's a law. I have a right
No,
to
I'm-
inspect
yes.
them right
I'm
now.
not- I'm
This
not-
is your building.
I'm not disputing that. What
Okay.
I'm telling you is, you're not going to receive any records today because it has to be reviewed by David Angel. And I'm not trying to be argumentative with you or dispute the law with you. I'm just telling you, all those requests go through him.
So where's the policy that says that? Where's the policy that says when a member of the public
You can-
asks to inspect the records,
You
it
can
has
ask-
to go through
you can
David
ask-
Angel?
You can ask David Angel that question when
You
he
don't
gets
have the
back to you.
policy right now? You
No,
guys aren't, so you don't know what your policy is?
Yes, I've been told that it goes through David Angel.
That's what you've been told?
Yes.
Did you ever see a policy that said that?
I've been told it goes through David Angel. Yes.
So when you
yeah.
were hired with the district
Yeah.
attorney's
And
office?
so if you'd like to sit down here quietly and not make a disturbance, you're welcome to sit here all day.
And wait for the records?
Yeah, except you're not going to get them today because David Angel isn't here.
So no public records can be inspected or accessed unless David Angel is here. Is that the policy?
David Angel reviews those requests, and he makes the decision on whether or not our office discloses those or not.
Okay. So that policy is in conflict with the California law. You understand that, right?
And you can no, I don't understand that. You can discuss that with David Angel.
Okay.
Yes.
I will discuss it with David Angel. And your name again?
My name is Jorge Perez, and I hope you're recording that.
I am.
Yes.
And your name?
Jeff Mock.
Yes.
Jeff Mock.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
A year ago, the Santa Clara County District Attorney Jeff Rosen filed a declaration in a civil case, where he said that he was so frightened of me that he now needs taxpayers to fund this guy, an investigator for the DA's office who is an armed bodyguard, armed and standing by to protect Mr. Rosen from me, because Mr. Rosen is more fearful of me than he is of the terrorists, the white-collar criminals, the rapists, the murderers, and the child abusers in Santa Clara County.
Okay, Susan, so you ended up receiving an email last night from the Integrity Unit, and I believe it's John Chase, correct?
Yes, that's correct. And John Chase is the only person in the Santa Clara County DA's office that gets $135 million a year charged with public integrity. And I got this email from John Chase last night. I'll put that up on my LinkedIn page. That says that, Dear Miss Bassey, because your complaint, in part, and he doesn't say what the part is that the district attorney's office is not able to objectively conduct an investigation you seek, you may want to refer your concerns to the Attorney General. So that means that Santa Clara County taxpayers pay $135 million a year for John Chase, the single public integrity investigator in this county, and it's a sham.
Okay, now all the complaints that you've been filing with the DA's office, they've been going through John Chase, and he's been denying all these, correct?
I started filing complaints with John Chase back in 2015 related to the attorneys and the private judging that's going on in this county.
And has anything materialized since then?
Not one thing.
Okay, and then now after all this time, he's now directing you through the Attorney General.
Yes, they've called me crazy. They've discredited me with other attorneys. They've tried to defame me, and they've tried to make it be that my complaints are without merit, and my complaints are with merit, and I found the evidence of that this week, and we will be going to the Attorney General. And
I need some direction. Miss Bassey is here, and Miss Bassey is being Miss Bassey, and I caught her on camera turning on her camera/video function on her iPad. I can't confirm she's not recording or not, but she is acting very Miss Bassey-like. If you can please give me a call, we can get some direction from you, what you want me to do. I'd be really appreciated. Okay? Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
So you might ask yourself, why does it matter? It matters because the people in charge of watchdogging the judges, the police officers, and the attorneys are all failing to do their job. And as a result, public corruption is flourishing. This is Greg Dresser. He was once in charge of the state bar, and now he's in charge of the Commission of Judicial Performance, the agency that is supposed to address judges who behave badly or unlawfully while on the bench.
Hi, are you Mr. Dresser?
I am.
I'm Susan Bassey. You and
Hi.
I spoke on the phone when there was a
long time
situation with my backpack. Anything ever happen with that, with the investigator that left the backpack in my house? Do you recall that?
I'm sorry, are you filming me?
I am.
Okay, I'm not consenting to you recording me.
And that was Greg Dresser, who was once in charge of disciplining attorneys in California, and he's now in charge of disciplining judges, which he rarely does. And what you may have missed in this video is that the man in the suit who is now walking over to the police officers is Judge Mark Pierece. I found it very interesting that Mark Pierece came across the street when there was news that I was involved in an incident in the courthouse. I suspected he came over to sign an arrest warrant for me, which he did not do that day. The police officers didn't want me to hear what Mark Pierece and the deputy who broke my hand were discussing. They shook hands, and they were very chummy, and they said they would talk about it later. And this is what public corruption involving a judge looks like. And I, of course, followed Mark Pierece across the street.
Judge Pierce, would you like to discuss sanctioning women in family courts to the tune of $120,000 and then going out and drinking at whiskey and war stories with the very attorneys that you got those sanction awards for? Judge Pierce, why was it that you were actually just talking to all the sheriffs who were trying to arrest people for searching their court files related to custody and divorce matters. Judge Pierce, are you jaywalking in a street in San Jose, California? Do you know that that's a violation of the law? Judge Pierce, do you have any comment on the record?
It was a year ago that I met these individuals who are known as First Amendment auditors and cop watchers on YouTube. They record the police, and they gave me the courage to start recording the judges and the lawyers we were investigating who were violating the law as well, because these attorneys and these judges are committing crimes, and they are involved in public corruption, and that's what we investigate.
Yeah.
There was Mark Pierce at the Santa Clara County Bar Association, choking down a free lunch that the lawyers bought for him after he was known to have issued $120,000 in fines and sanctions to somebody who had filed a complaint against some of those attorneys who acted as private judges.
Judge Pierce, I'm waiting for a police report because a government attorney just took a picture in the courthouse and in violation of a local court rule too. And I do want to say you just recently recused yourself. Did it have anything to do with me filming you at the Bar Association recently that you recused yourself from the Nat Hales case? And you do know that you're in my video on the day that they broke my hand, don't you? Have a nice day, Judge Pierce.
It is a matter of public interest how our judges behave, especially how they behave with police officers. Because when judges behave badly, there is too much of a temptation for them to engage in criminal activity with impunity. And this is how we get public corruption.
And he does come into a rescue situation where that job is winnable, obviously, for him day one, should he want to, or if they think it's better to develop him, it's not a big deal to have Case Keenum go in and play for a little while.
And I think develop is the key word in all this. We talked a lot about Snyder and his involvement in the draft. County 48-9 traffic stuff.
Sir, go back into your car. I'll be with you in a second.
You better check the registration on this plate soon, mister.
Have a good day, Judge.
You bet.
Criminal defense attorney Joe Tully, turned journalist, wrote in his book, State of Collusion, that from the moment you are arrested, you are screwed. That, of course, doesn't seem to apply to judges, lawyers, and cops. But that is all changing, as we have cameras and as we are no longer standing for this corruption that has seeped into our courts over the last 20 years.
Well, with over 2 million people in jail, the US has the world's biggest prison population. But some are seeing the inside of a cell because dodgy judges are getting payback from the private sector. RT's Gaine Chichikan reports on those dishing out justice for a fee.
2 Pennsylvania judges have made a killing out of juvenile prisons. Mark Chivarella and Michael Conahan were convicted of receiving kickbacks for more than $2 million from the developers of several private detention centers. But the real crime, according to parents, is that these judges then sent more than 5,000 children to those very facilities for crimes as small as fighting on a school bus or posting a parody of their teacher on the web.
My kid's not here, he's dead! Because of him! He ruined my life! Do you remember me? Do you remember my son? An all-star wrestler? He's good, he shot himself in the heart!
Sandy Fonzo's 17-year-old son, Edward, was a budding student and sportsman when he was arrested at an underage party. Judge Chivarella locked him up for 6 months. Shortly after he got out, Edward committed suicide.
He never looked into, the whole picture of the kids. Like I said, he lined them up one by one and he sent them away, shackled them, sent them to places that, God knows what went on, and then he throws them back. And how does a kid deal with that? My son just never recovered from it.